Hey, what's up guys? It's Toby here from the Master Box Show and thank you for watching this video. Today we'll be breaking down the patch number 7 in closed beta highlights that Larian just posted for their community update. There are two topics that we'll be talking today. But before we start, if you're into Baldur's Gate 3 news, modding, and build videos, we have a lot of that in the channel. So don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button and support the show. Going back to topic, Larian Studios just gave us an update regarding the closed beta, and unfortunately for us who signed up, they actually delayed details for the beta test that is supposed to happen back in the 22nd, and they will be getting back to us for further news. The reason for this is there are a lot of bug fixes that needs to be addressed before the beta test. I totally get it because there are 1,000 bug fixes and improvements that will be coming to Baldur's Gate 3 for patch number 7. Before I forget, if you guys want to read along, I will be linking the source of the website in the description below. Patch number 7 will be including evil endings, cinematics, split screen improvements that will be dynamic, merging your multiplayer playthrough using split screen into one whenever you are in the same location, which is really cool. Finally, that will be modding support. Other updates that will be included is for the soap and cleaning our armors whenever we get too bloody. Another really exciting news for us is based on popular demand, we will now be able to turn on honor mode detailed mechanics into our custom modes. That will be on the selected rule set drop-down menu so we can have more exciting battles in the coming future. I think that they're talking about legendary actions, and if you want to set some legendary actions on your custom playthrough, that will be available for patch number 7. Those are like general information that we'll be getting for patch number 7. So if ever you guys want to tune out and don't get spoiled on the exciting improvements that will be coming, you guys can just leave this video right here. This is a spoiler alert. But if you guys want to learn more, we'll be pushing through the highlights. For the highlights, as I mentioned before, they will be introducing brand new endings and cinematics to our truly villainous playthroughs. Most likely, they will be adding mod managers for us. So if ever you guys are into modding before, we will be having our tailor-made modding manager to manage our mods whenever we want to load in all of the ones that we downloaded from mod.io. Another thing that I mentioned earlier, we will be getting more dynamic action for our split screen gameplay for our multiplayer sessions. Honor mode improvements, this was roughly included in the previous update, so we have a more detailed version right here. If ever Dor Razglin finds himself in the spider's pit, he will have the ability to use Arachnid Compulsion to set all of those arachnid creatures against us. Other stuff is the bullet, which is located in the Underdark. It will now have a new condition called Diamond Scales. My theory for this is Diamond Scales is a passive that the bullet has that will reduce incoming damage maybe 2 to 4. It will also have new legendary action called Shredding Scales. Based on the name Shredding Scales, I speculate that it's more of like bleed damage or damage over time whenever the bullet hits its target. Malice Storm from Act 2 will now be having its legendary action that will be called Grasping Appendage. My theory for this is it works like the Steel Watchers, which are able to grab its targets and put them near to its location, making the boss able to follow up with a devastating attack. As for the spectators that was mentioned before, they will be having new auras called Panic Sentinel and the new spell called Ocular Nightmare respectively. Based on the name, I think that this will be more on blindness and fear. Most likely the spectator will be a pain to deal with, especially if you are melee characters. The leader for the Githyanki ambush in Act 2 will now have another legendary action called Soul Sacrifice. Based on the name Soul Sacrifice, I'm just speculating that it works like the soul binding that Minthara has if ever you want to encounter her in Act 1. The Githyanki leader for the Night Shield hideout will also get another legendary action called Tunarth Embrace. I'm not really sure if I said that correctly. Petaris that we encountered before will also get a legendary action called Petaris Dogma. I think that is more of like a buff that it can give its allies or it's itself. It gives off like paladin vibes for me. So maybe it's more of like a +2 to the AC or maybe an additional damage source for its attacks. We have a couple of updates to the UI and the most important things are here that I highlighted. The panel that opens for the donate magic items for Gale will now also be shown in items in your traveler's chest, and it's also now indicated which items are currently equipped. My opinion on this, is this is really handy, especially if you guys already have a lot of items in your possession and you don't accidentally give it to Gale. The next one is in regards to the soap and cleaning yourself, and whenever you use the soap and sponges that was previously indicated as used. Now for all of you loading screens enjoyers like myself, they added new loading screens in Act 3 showing a more busy street for Baldur's Gate. But just wanted to let you guys know, there is actually a mod that will increase the number of loading screens that you can use in your Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough in the Nexus mod page. You can just search Baldur's Gate 3 background and most likely it is there. Other art fixes is fixing the skirt for the adamantine split armor, missing from female dwarves, and finally for the adamantine scale mail clipping for large male characters. For the gameplay, there are a few other interesting stuff that they'll be adding for patch number 7. You can now start custom mode games using our honor mode mechanics when we start our new playthrough, and we'll be able to use that via rule set drop down as I mentioned earlier. I really do hope this means that we can add legendary actions to our custom made playthrough so you can finally play in hard mode with honor mode mechanics. Other stuff is fulfilling the promise of the Koatoa, supporting you in your final battle, while the Gondians are finally able to send you their backup and send some friendly steel watchers on your final showdown. Other stuff that I highlighted is the group hide will no longer affect summons that aren't linked to the group in our party line, meaning that if ever you disengage your summons, they will no longer be affected whenever you go to stealth. For the final most interesting gameplay update that I see here is we can no longer choose the leap of faith trial at the Gauntlet of Shore by just clicking the final platform and letting your character pathfind their way there. I'm really curious to know what our speedrunners will be doing next in order to bypass this section right here. Finally, highlights for the performance. Continue to make performance stability optimization across the game, implemented many under the hood code fixes, as well as the most notable thing here is optimization performance. Once again, this will have more impact in high crowded areas for NPCs that will be in the lower city. This will basically reduce memory leak usage while we load levels for the first time. It will also be noticeable when we manage loot, specifically when we transfer everything to our camp chest to our character inventory. For the final one is the cinematic, reworks whenever we talk to Answer's Bones, and polishing facial expressions, emotions across companion dialogues, including the facial animation of our characters. And that's it guys, that is a quick breakdown of patch number 7 highlights. Would love to know what are your thoughts for the coming patch number 7, or are you still excited for the coming closed beta, hopefully this week? Would love to know all about it in the comment below, including your questions and clarification. Shout out to all the people subscribe and keep supporting the channel. I really appreciate you guys for all the amazing support. And for all the people who have subscribed yet, thank you for watching my videos, and I hope I earn subscriptions in the future. But if you earn today, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. If you want to support me directly, join button is below, or maybe Patreon if you want to go that route. Are you preparing for Baldur's Gate 3 modding and want to know what are the top mods that you need to get? You can start your modding journey in episode 26 right here. Or maybe if you just want the good stuff, we have the 20 mods that you need if ever you want to start modding Baldur's Gate 3, as well as a few other build videos of your choosing. Finally, that's it for me. I'll see you soon in the next Master Box Show. So, bye guys.